What?
Oh, we back, y'all.
Yeah, we back, y'all.
Hey,
All the way
hey.
back. Yeah. So, are you excited about being back? That's the question.
Yeah.
Looks like you are. I'm excited
I
about you
missed
being back. You know what I'm
this.
saying? I missed it too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, y'all.
We are so happy to be back with you guys. Ask John and
Yes.
April live at our normal time on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. We are on the East Coast time, obviously. Those of you that are joining from somewhere else, it's a little earlier for you. Some of y'all that's later, depending on where you are. And we are glad that you are here with us tonight. Welcome to the show. If this is your first time here, go ahead and put newbie in the chat. If you're an old-time, first-time, OG
Old-time, first
chime, put all that in the chat. You know what I'm saying? And we are glad to have you tonight, and we are excited about our first show back in ages. Do you know how long it's been, babe? I actually don't know how long it's been
I think
since
it's been almost 6 months.
Dang.
I think we came back like once or twice to kind of try to come back.
You realize the whole
but
idea was to be gone like just for the summer. It was supposed to be like a little
Like a
summer
little summer
break, and that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We left basically to take John to Oakwood. That's basically was the main reason. You know what I'm saying? It was like a lot of other stuff happening around that time, but, you know.
No, I think we moved to twice a month. That's what happened.
That's what it was. We moved
moved
twice
to
a
twice
month.
a
That's
month,
true.
and then it was
Yeah.
like we couldn't even do that. But it's okay because we back. Okay, my RV info newbie. We got a newbie in the.
Yo, Brian says I'm an oldie. Yeah, we
Hey.
know you. What's up, man?
Yeah, we
Good
know
to see
you's
you.
an oldie.
My RV, brand newbie.
You know, Primo, you're
Yeah.
supposed to be supporting.
Don't be
us
fooled,
right now.
Chimes. Next show is in January of 2024.
on,
That's not true,
Primo.
Primo. That is not true.
You
It is going to
are
be next
The
week.
chime of the
You know what I'm saying?
chimes. So I
Exactly.
need you to be like, yeah, y'all are back. You know.
Miss Straight No Chaser. Miss Straight Up No Chaser
Hey.
is forever. Yeah, she's been here since like almost day one. Donna Scott,
Exactly.
OG. What's up? Andrew, what's the deal, fam?
Hey, Andrew.
Saw him a couple weeks ago
I
at
know.
RPC.
I saw him on TV.
We're starting early. What you mean?
It's 9 o'clock.
Mike,
Shout.
it's 9. What you mean? We started at 8:55. You know what I'm saying? Like we always do with the countdown.
Yeah.
And it's 9:02.
Hey,
Well,
Michael.
I guess that's true. It's only 9:02.
How are
So maybe we
you?
just start like a couple minutes before. I don't know. But anyway,
Well,
whatever the case is, you
Did
know.
we start early?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Michael, you know what I'm saying? The point is, we're here now. Welcome. So glad
Listen,
to have
maybe
y'all.
we did because we hyped. We're excited about
That's
being
what it is.
back. You
Oh,
know?
he was talking about Primo's joke.
Oh,
He
oh.
did start early, didn't he?
Right.
Off
You
the
know.
top. You know, it's because he came to the. So we did a little Instagram live right before this, and he was on there. So that's probably he started getting his jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Getting them ready.
From then. So from 8:30 tonight,
What
he
up,
was on there. You know what I'm
Cuzzo?
saying?
Hey, Bradley.
Where's Bradley? Oh, what's up, fam? What's the deal, man? That was a Facebook reply to his joke. Yeah, we don't get it like that. It just comes in as all the comments. You know what I'm saying? So we don't be knowing.
Okay,
But,
guys. So I want y'all to
Jeremiah!
look. Hey.
What's the deal, man?
He is a
good to see you, man.
OG chime.
And by the way, Miss Straight Up
Okay.
No Chaser did not mean she's been here forever. She meant that the last time we were on here was forever ago, and she's right.
It was forever.
Yeah, we
ago.
deserve that.
So much
we
has
deserve that
happened.
rebuke.
So
You know what
much
I'm
has
saying?
happened
Yeah.
in between that time.
And we should probably just review a little bit of that has happened. So I guess
Well, I wanted to talk about something first.
Go
So we
ahead.
have so many things to talk about, guys.
go ahead. I will get my water.
So-
out. You know what I'm saying?
Hopefully we don't go over our hour, but we might have to. But
That's going to happen.
You think so?
Definitely.
I don't know. I'm just so excited to talk to you guys. So anyway, y'all are so dark, are we?
He
Or
must
is it
mean the background and everything
The
else.
background.
Like that.
Okay, so that's what I want to talk about. So we are in a basement
Yes.
because we moved in.
He says he loves it though.
Oh, great. We moved into this new house. We
Yep.
bought a house with our parents who we moved from Atlanta.
That's one of the things that happened while you were
It's one
gone,
of
which
the
is
things that
why we
happened.
couldn't come on here.
Yes, because we were so busy moving and all
Yes.
of that. And so our parents are here. We're all together. So
It's
it is-
very
It
nice.
is very nice. And we're
Actually,
very happy about that.
this is actually what we've been dreaming about because I think the hardest thing in the world, sorry to say it right now, but I think I need to. The hardest thing in the world is to hear things that are happening that involve your family members that you love so much and you're thousands of miles away. I don't think it's thousands. It's like 800 miles away. Whatever it is. They're in Atlanta. We're here. It's just too much. Now, it's beautiful. I mean, we can just go downstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I hope they feel
Seriously.
that way too.
I hope so too. I hope they love it. I love it.
I hope so too. Yes. So I'm saying that to say we are in a basement
Yes.
that is unfinished.
That's where our studio is.
And that's where our studio is. So we are wanting our chimes to tell us what you think we should do. Okay, what do you think we should do in an unfinished basement? Okay, this is what we have. You know, me and John's Jordans are back there, and you got the insulation, and you have
That's what that silver stuff is.
Okay, the ceiling that's not
Of course
complete.
you can see that. Yeah.
So just give us some feedback. You know.
So we want like feedback that's
Like, what do you think we should do?
realistic. Like, what's a realistic option of what we could do that we
or
could like
should
go
we just
to?
leave it like this?
Right. Should we leave it like this, or
Yeah.
should we just go to Home Goods and pick up a few things and like make a makeshift background, basically, so that it looks?
Yes. So if
you
y'all
know,
are
different.
Pinterest lovers, send us some pics of what you think.
So
you
DM
know,
us. DM us
some
at Just John and
things.
April. Give us some ideas.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Tell us if you like it the way it is. We'll just keep it like this. But if you think we should do something to it, you know, some
Give
of
us
y'all are
some
like,
ideas.
designers and have some good, you know,
we love
thoughts in mind, something
HGTV
like that.
stuff, and
Yeah.
I am a do-it-yourself person, so
Yeah, I wouldn't
you
mind
know.
doing it either.
right.
Okay, so before we tell what we did before we left, I want to ask you a question, babe.
Yeah.
Does it feel later than usual right now? Like when we used to do the show at 9, we started this live thing, I think in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it was
We did.
2021. But anyway, whatever it was, we started doing our podcast in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I think we started going live in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
When we were doing it then, 9 o'clock felt like the perfect time. It was like, everybody that watches our show has little kids. They're in bed now. If people went to some kind of service on Wednesday night, they were home by now. You know what I'm saying? It was great. And I actually had energy for whatever reason. And I actually
Now
have
you
energy.
don't?
But right now I do. Right now I do. I'm actually fine. So my question is, do you think this is too late? Or should we change our time, or should we just leave it at 9?
Nah, leave it at 9
All right, good.
because
So I was
folks'
hoping you'd
kids
say
need
that.
to be in the bed.
I
You know what I'm
agree.
saying?
What we be talking about.
So Andrew says, okay, Melissa Johnson, hi.
Oh, Melissa, what's up, girl?
Melissa. I am loving April's energy tonight. Yay!
It's 'cause
I'm
she
so
had-
excited.
What's in your tea, by the way? Is
Nothing.
that?
It's just lemon and honey.
It's not. Oh, it's not even tea. So there's no caffeine in that.
No.
Oh, I thought it might be green tea or something.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I always like April's energy at night. Hello.
No,
I need
am
some
really
I need some
excited
kind
about
of
being back.
I need some kind of sound effect after I say something like that.
Well, okay, let me tell you, Melissa. I'm excited about being back, and I have a new job.
Well, we're supposed to talk about that. Hold
okay,
on. We'll
sorry.
talk about that in a second.
Okay.
Andrew, y'all making an unfinished basement look like a futuristic studio. Really? Okay. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Right now,
that
it's
could be a
giving
compliment.
Silver Surfer vibes.
I don't know. These don't. I don't know. These don't feel like. I'm not sure what these.
These comments. Primo says curtains across the back, 2 love seats, a coffee table, throw rug, accent lighting done. It's not a bad idea. We have to buy a couch though. Well, we have love seat. We have like a little couch over there down there.
Okay.
O'Brien Harris says 9 p.m. is forever perfect. Not too early, not too late. I agree with that.
I agree. It's not too bad.
Yeah.
And see, I can still get in bed by 11.
Exactly.
So.
And our people that are in the central time zone, it's 8 o'clock for them. It's no big deal.
Right.
So Primo
put
says we
some
get that
sound
bow
effects
chicka
with
bow
that.
wow sound effect to go after I say stuff like I always like April's energy at night. That's what I said earlier. You missed it.
Jalissa.
Oh, what's up?
Honey. My
So
sister.
good one. Thank you very much. I try my
April's
best. You know
energy
what
at
I'm
night.
saying? Exactly. April's energy at night is always good.
Listen, sometimes it's just that I'm sleepy.
Right. She should be all silly.
Tonight, I'm just excited about seeing you guys.
Silver server background is perfect for the Beyonce Renaissance era. See, that's what I'm talking about. We don't have to do nothing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Leave it like it is.
Right.
Except that I can't tell if they're joking on us or, you know what I'm saying, they
Right.
actually like it. But we'll find out in a second. We'll see if the views go up. That will let us know something, too.
Yes.
Mistrade of No Chaser, 7 p.m. here. Works perfectly. Okay, so she's
Oh.
2 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that is
okay.
perfect.
Cool.
Are you in like the mountain time zone or something? Or what part of the, what is 2 hours from here? Like I know 3 hours is
Yeah, what is
California and
2
stuff. I don't know what
hours?
2 hours, I think it's mountain time zone.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's central, then mountain, then
Right.
Pacific. Anyway.
Oh, is that Danny? Hi.
Who? Where?
Danny, cousin.
You talking about this right here?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Hey! Okay, babe. So, couple things while we were gone. While we were gone, we took our son to college. That was a big deal. We're
I think we talked about that already.
doing well, actually.
I think we talked about that already.
You think so?
Yeah. Throw up some LED lights and call it a day.
Really? Okay.
Thing about it is we tried that, but the silver right?
We might have to put it somewhere else or something, but the
We
silver
were
does
trying
reflect
that.
stuff
We're
funny.
gonna try that though. We're gonna try
Philip
it again.
Baptiste says
We're
he
gonna
likes
try
it.
that again.
What's up, fam? Y'all looking fabulous. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Very much.
Yes, cousin
Miss Straight Up
Jamie.
No
Hi.
Chaser said Colorado.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, fam.
What's up?
I haven't seen y'all in so long. We'll have to talk later. But can make
Could
the-
you make the backdrop half New York Yankees instead of half Atlanta? We could do that. That's true. That's a great
that
idea.
Could work.
That's a really good idea. We'd have to put up something to make it so
But
that
see, we
that's
need
not
y'all to
reflected
send
no
us
more.
pictures. Send us some ideas.
Right.
Okay. I need to be able
Look
to
up some
see
junk
it.
on Pinterest or something.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, April got a new job since the last time. She is no longer in the classroom. April's working for HR now, but for educators. So still working with education, but not having
So
to go into an
it's
office.
not-
She
you're
works
not
from home.
Yeah. So not having to go in and
Fridays off.
all the stuff that goes along with teaching, even though I really do miss it and I do love it, I still have my heart is still in the classroom. Thank you. It is less stressful, and so I think that now I might have more energy for this. I feel like this is, my creative side.
Yeah,
to bring out.
I
the
think this gives
creative.
us energy. I think you
Yeah.
get energy from doing this.
I do. So sometimes when I'm hype, I am sleepy. Because when I get sleepy,
sometimes
I
you
get
actually have energy. Like
I
right
get
now.
real giddy,
Right.
but yeah.
Got a bunch of
So,
congratulations
thank
from
you,
people.
Thank
you,
you,
Philip.
guys.
God is good. Yes, he is. And of course,
Yes,
congratulations
he's
once
so
again.
good.
Yeah, we're excited about that. Okay, and of course we moved. We told you that we're in this new house now, and all living together. It's really great. Missing John. He'll be home soon though. He'll be home for Thanksgiving, and we're excited about that too. What else happened? I think I
A
wrote
lot
some
of
other
stuff
down.
happened in between there. Selling houses and moving
right,
and
right.
moving your child and
Right.
starting school and starting
Right.
a new job.
Right.
And it when I say, moving and starting a new job. Okay, so there are three things they say are the most stressful things that can happen, and that is moving,
Yep,
starting a new job, and
Yep.
getting married.
Yeah.
So we did not get married again.
that's true.
But we did move and start a new job because John just started a new job in January.
Right.
So it was like
Right.
he started a new job in January. I started my new job in like the end of June.
Mm-hmm.
And we moved right after that, sent our son to school.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's a lot.
And then moved
then
our parents
moved our
in,
parents
so that we
in.
have.
So
You know what I'm saying?
that's
There's
a
lot of
double
stuff.
move. That's
Yeah.
a double move.
There's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot of stuff going on.
So anyway, that's the reason why we haven't been here. But like we said, we're sort of settling in now. We think that things are starting to we have a lot of boxes
if
that
we were
are.
to show you what is in front of us and what's on the side of us,
We still have some unpacking to do.
So
But
many
I'm saying,
boxes, y'all.
but besides that, I think it's going good. So we're gonna try to be here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying, for a
yeah,
while.
we are.
Okay, so
Okay, we got to start off.
well, we need to ask about Will and Jada because that happened while we were gone too.
So I was trying to bring it in with some kind of, and you
Nah,
just
just
took- you
rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay.
Rip off the Band-Aid.
Yes.
Will and Jada. We're not doing the show on that because actually, and maybe
I
that's a
didn't
good
want
question.
to do a show on Will and Jada.
I don't think we
I
should.
did not.
I think it's too late.
It's too late.
But on IG just now, people were saying y'all need to do one.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do y'all think?
Everybody
Chimes?
talking about it.
agree.
Everybody. It's getting kind of.
It's not that. It's that now everything's been said. Like, what do you add to the conversation at this point? When it dropped, like I said on IG, when it dropped, it was on a Wednesday, so it was literally they
that
were
was
lobbing
the day that
it
we
to
shouldn't have
us.
talked about.
We
But
couldn't do it that day.
I don't know. Now it's like it's a lot going on. I want to know what y'all are thinking. Are y'all sick of it? Is it too much? I will tell you what I'm thinking if you care. Well, if you don't care, I'm still going to tell you. But, but I really think that, I mean, let's just be real. After the slap, you're not going to get called to do movies right away. That's
Right.
just not going to happen.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because people don't want their stuff to be, whatever. And maybe he's doing some movies and I don't know. I don't know the inside of stuff.
Right.
But I do believe, hey, Freddie.
Freddie
I
said,
do-
Freddie said, we the people want to see. He said, this is crazy. Us regular people do not comprehend.
Exactly. No, but I just feel like, you're probably not going to get called to do. Did you just mute me?
You can hear yourself, can't you?
Oh.
You can hear yourself.
Okay.
I muted me.
Oh. So why are you higher than me?
I didn't mean for that to
Exactly.
be the case.
So are you sure that's mine?
It's fine.
Okay. So so I think that okay, you're not going to necessarily get, people probably cut you from stuff. Okay, let's just be real. And, okay, thank you, Mark. And you got to make that money, shout. You know what I'm saying? You got to make that money. And your house is huge, and you still got to pay for it. Or maybe you don't. Maybe it's paid off. I don't know. But the point is, you got to pay for your lifestyle, right? So, and I'm not saying that the book is only for that. Okay, she may have already had the book written.
The book might not be only for that, but this other thing feels like a publicity stunt.
I mean, just
this whole idea of them not being together for 6 years and all that stuff, that feels like a publicity stunt to sell books.
I mean, think about it. It came out at the right time.
Of course it did.
Like, this is the perfect time. You can get back into the limelight, right?
Right.
And it not be about the slap anymore.
Right.
But it be about now that you were actually not together when the slap happened.
Right. So that's the problem, right? To me, she was explaining the slap, and she was talking about what it was that was so confusing to her about why Will was doing this. Because she's saying, we're basically not even married, and you up there talking about some, slapping this guy and saying, keep my wife's name out your mouth. That was her explanation to the slap.
Yes, but she said that after that she felt like his wife.
Oh, that made her feel like his wife.
Yes.
Yeah,
but
all this
anyway,
stuff, man.
whatever.
Right?
I'm not going to get into debate. I'm not getting into that. But what I am going to say is, I believe that these are people who are broken.
Oh, there's no question about that.
And
Absolutely.
Jada has been through a lot in her life.
Yeah, that's true
And Will
too.
has been through a lot in his life.
No
a lot
question.
of abuse, a
Yes.
lot of, her mom on drugs. She was a drug dealer and all this stuff and hanging with the wrong people. Like, they have been through a lot, and they are broken.
Yes.
And so it's sometimes, you can see sometimes people's brokenness comes out in public, right? So it came out, and now you are kind of trying to fix it. I don't want to say fix it, but kind of, this is the reason why, or this is what was going on, or here are our issues.
Trying to explain why this happened the way it did and all that kind of stuff.
I think for some people, and I don't really know, I'm just speaking for what some people may think. I don't think everybody's believing this.
I don't think so either.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because of when it's coming out, how it's coming out, it just seems like it's all planned.
Yeah.
Even if it's not. I'm just talking about what it looks like.
It
It
does
looks
look like
like
that.
it's planned. It looks like you're just trying to get people to buy your book, which I do want to read her book. I mean, I read Will's and it was good.
Did you read it?
Yeah.
I
Well,
didn't know
listened to it.
Oh, we have it on.
Yeah, we have it on
Audible.
Yeah.
I need to listen to that.
Yeah.
I've heard it's good.
It is. It's
And
very
I heard
good.
he's the one that's reading
He
it, so
is.
it's like dramatic and
Yes,
really
he
well
does a
done.
really good job.
I had no idea.
And I hope hers is as well. I hope hers is Audible because I want to hear hers too.
Yeah.
But because, when you hear people's story, then it kind of explains, so this is why. I get it. And of course, it's their own narrative because if you heard the story from the mother's perspective
be
or
totally
somebody else's,
different.
it'd be different. We know that, But you do want to hear the story from the person's perspective.
Right.
And then it can make you say, oh, okay, I get why A, B, and C took it. Because actually, after hearing Will's story, I was like, oh, I see
It makes
why.
sense. Everything now makes
yes.
sense. Yeah.
I see why you are broken. And we're
Yeah.
all broken in some
Right.
form or fashion.
Of course.
So I'm not saying that as we're all broken.
Yeah.
But you can see people's brokenness and then it explains why. If you have seen people and they're rude or somebody, they always got an attitude, and then you hear their story, then you say, oh, I see why you always think. Or I see why you always think that people are trying to, hurt
Steal your husband.
because of their background.
Right,
So
right.
I do believe that. I mean, that's just how I'm looking at it right now. Because
Now-
I'm not trying to. People talking about victim and villain and how they making her out to be the villain now, and he was the villain and all this, and now she is and all this stuff. I'm not even looking at that.
Babe, I had no idea you had this much to say. We literally could have done the
I
show
told
on this tonight.
you that. Look, guys, I said
We
to
literally
John,
could have done the show
we
about this.
need to do the show on. I said that.
But you've never said any of this stuff. We don't even talk about it.
We
So
don't,
I had no
because-
idea you had this much to say.
Babe, we can't even hardly talk about our lives.
That's
Okay.
true. Yeah, that time.
How am I talking about Will and Jada? Okay. I've been looking at that stuff on the side.
Let's just take a couple comments on this.
Yeah.
Daniela says, that's a mess. They say whether good or bad publicity is profitable in that industry. That is true.
It is very
They do
true.
say that.
Yeah.
Primo says, people are being very hard on both Will and Jada, when in reality the same levels of material and personal dysfunction is in many of our homes. The only difference is most of us don't live in the eye of the public scrutiny.
Yes,
that's
it's marital.
very true.
Yeah, marital and
What'd I
personal
say?
Material.
Material.
But yeah.
Sorry, I meant marital. My bad.
Yeah.
I can't read. Why is this relationship so important to so many people? That's what Miss Straight Up No Chaser said.
Because they're celebrities.
That's what it is.
You know that.
Yeah.
And the whole slap was so huge.
Of course.
So
that made him
the
bigger.
slap made it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danielle says she claims she was in the car with Suge Knight and Tupac.
Right. I look. I know she was into stuff, but
Mark McDowell says Proverbs 31:10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. I guess that is a shot at Jada.
whew, virtuous woman.
Not a virtuous
yes.
woman. Oh, this is Bradley on Daniela's thing. But he was on here a second ago on his own account. What's he doing now?
was.
You know what I'm saying? O'Brien says that her book is on Audible. He started reading it.
Okay. Yeah.
Tiffany, what's up?
Hey, Tiffany.
and straight up notation says, April, it's a fiction book. So she basically agrees with you. She thinks it's pretty much,
I'm not saying that it's not. I'm saying it's her own narrative. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
You can say what you think is what you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can
Yeah.
say,
Yeah.
listen, we will never know what really happened unless we were to fly on the wall.
That's
You
true.
won't. You won't know. You're
good point.
only going to go by what's being given to you.
That's true.
And sometimes the way it's being given, it can cause people to think that you're the villain,
Yeah.
you know?
Mark McDonald says people can be broken, but Jada doesn't get dragged after Will speaks. But when Jada speaks, Will gets dragged and memed.
That is
He
so
did
true.
get memed, and there was some funny ones.
Oh, my goodness.
Like there was this one meme. You
Listen.
see that one where it's like Will making a meme, a mad face,
Uh-huh.
and it says something like, when you want to kill your wife, but you know you can't because she's just gonna be with Tupac or something like that.
Oh yeah. Oh, that was hilarious. No, the other one that was so funny
That
was
was
when
bad.
they had a thing of Jada and it said, they were together, something saying, we just met each other.
No,
or something like that.
Jada claimed she just met Will or something like
Right,
that, or
right,
she
right.
never met him or something like
Listen,
that.
the memes have
Yeah,
been
the jokes have been
hilarious.
hilarious.
What up, Horace?
Horace, what the deal, man?
Hey.
All right, babe. We should probably get into the actual topic. See, we did all that because we haven't been around for so long.
That's
we
why I
probably
said,
should get into
babe,
the topic
listen,
for
we
tonight.
can talk. Listen, we can do what we want to do tonight.
Whose show is
It's our
this?
first night back.
Is this our
okay? We want to talk to the chimes
do whatever we want.
about whatever we want to talk to the chimes about because we've been away for so long.
That-
But that's basically all I have to say
That's
about
it.
Will and
You said
Jada.
the whole thing.
That's it.
Okay. Well,
So
we're done.
it really can't be a whole show.
You're right.
Even though it could have been.
That could have been. You're right.
It could have been. It could have
So
go
Bradley
deeper on that.
on his wife's account says she did say at the red table that he did a lot of damage to her within the relationship that she did not disclose. Okay, now this is
She
Daniela again.
did
Sorry, this is
say-
Daniela
okay,
back
okay.
on the thing.
She did say at the red table that he did a
Yeah,
lot
he did a lot of damage.
exactly.
Yeah.
And see that's the thing. We
Right.
don't and somebody said this before. They said the only reason why we know about what happened with her and Bruhman August what's his name? Augustine?
August. Just
Oh, it's
August.
just
Just August.
Oh.
I think it's August.
Yeah,
I think that's his name.
August.
The one she had the
Yes.
entanglement with?
Was because he said something. We would have never known.
Who said something?
August.
Oh, he was the
He
one
was the
saying.
one that
Oh,
came
okay,
out
okay,
and said
okay.
something 'cause
Okay,
he was
but
so hurt.
so
the
hold
point
on, hold on.
the women that what's his name?
That is one thing we
Will
have to talk about, though.
the women that Will have been with
Has
did
been with? Oh, have been
what
with?
is it? Have been with.
Yeah, whatever. That's right.
Had
Yes.
been with.
Yes, yes.
They didn't come out and say anything.
That's true.
That's the only reason why we
Hold
don't
on,
know.
though. Hold on, though. What was the whole entanglement thing if they weren't actually together? If they're separated for
And
6
he
or
was
7
crying
years?
on that show.
And I'm saying it must have just been for Red Table.
I don't know.
You know what I'm
but see,
saying?
that's the thing. That's what makes it. Listen, wait a minute. What about the interview with what's her name?
With who?
Jada had an interview with what's her name?
I don't know.
Dakota, what's her
Savannah?
name? What's her name?
Is she from?
You
I don't
know.
know. I didn't see the interview.
John, I know that. I'm trying to remember the lady's name. It start with a D. Y'all, see, this is what happens. See, this is what happens when the show is at 9 o'clock.
No, this is what happens when you don't have
This
nothing
is
real
what
in your
happens.
cup. If you had some caffeine in the cup, you'd be fine. So I don't know who she did the interview with, babe.
Yes, you do.
Dakota?
What's her name, y'all?
I don't
Come on,
know.
Chimes. Y'all usually coming quick. Y'all slow tonight. What's the lady
They
name?
probably didn't see it either. You know what I'm saying? They don't know
My
what you're
point
talking
is,
about.
she had the interview,
Yeah.
and where she said we been broken up for 7
Oh,
years.
the person she had the interview
Yes.
with recently.
I'm saying, is that out? Did y'all watch that? Like, oh yeah.
Hoda Kotb.
Yes,
Hoda
I said
Kotb.
Dakota.
You did
Yeah,
say
Hoda.
Dakota. It's Hoda. Thank you, Eric.
I'm terrible.
Hoda Kotb
Hoda. Yes.
is her name.
Hoda.
Yeah. Good
That's
to
who
see you
did the
too, Errol.
interview. Hey, Errol.
And it is August, by the way. I'll say
Yes.
that. Yeah.
I said Augustine. Oh my goodness, y'all. I am not old, I promise.
Horace is telling us we can take as long as we want. We're not punching no clock.
Thank
know
you.
what I'm saying?
Thank you, Horace.
Anyway, so what was your point?
No, but I was saying that, is that out? Did y'all see that? Is that interview
The
out?
most recent interview.
Yeah, I haven't really watched much. I just catch it when it's, when I happen to be scrolling.
I've just
and
seen
seeing,
clips on Instagram or something, but I didn't watch a whole thing. I didn't realize it was with Hoda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Actually, I might have, because I thought it was Savannah, which is the same show. They're both on
Oh, yeah.
NBC, whatever the thing is in the morning show.
Yeah. But I just want to know if that's out, because I haven't seen it.
Right.
Or if it's come out yet. Hey, Tiff Tay.
Chris says she only said something because it was to help her red table talk. That's what I thought, too.
Yeah.
I thought, they brought it to the red table to basically boost ratings. You know what I'm saying? That's what they do.
I don't know. Hey, Courtney.
So she says the entanglement interview,
Oh.
Will was not supposed to be on the episode. I didn't know that.
Really? So he just showed up? He was mad. Listen, he was upset.
He just came.
I don't care what the case is. He was upset.
Mark said black woman journalist. He couldn't remember her name.
Right,
And
just say
Errol
that.
said Today Show. Yes, it's the Today Show on NBC.
What you say, morning show?
I just said the morning show on NBC. I couldn't remember.
Okay, you ready to start
All
this
right,
topic?
babe. So tonight's topic. Tonight we are talking about something that we think maybe many married couples deal with, and we also think this is a subject that unmarried people can get their minds around too, because I think there is something that happens when you get married as it relates to this particular thing. Okay? So what we're talking about tonight is really, is it fair for you as a spouse to expect your partner to change after marriage? And we're talking about something specific.
Yeah,
so
we're talking about something specific.
Tell them what we find all the time, basically, now, April.
So what we find all the time, and it's recently, since we've been counseling couples again, and married couples again, because we kind of got off of all of this, and now we're kind of back on. But what we've gotten from this is, it's like, babe, you're not doing A, B, and C. This is what I really want from you. And then, my question for them is always, well, were they like this before you got married? Did they ever do this? Did they ever show signs of being this type of person to be able to do this thing that you want them to do on a consistent basis when you were not married? And the answer is usually no.
Right.
That they never showed any signs. So the question is that fair? Is it fair for me to expect this man to, I don't know what to give as an example, but to, let's just say, plan vacations.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Right.
Okay. And he has never even shown any signs of being able to be organized enough to plan anything. Now, this is not the case for him. I'm just saying.
He's making something up.
Is that fair? Is it fair for me now that we're married to now expect him to do these things, expect him to plan dates, to plan vacations, to, organize our
date night,
whatever, right? To organize our social life. Let's put it that way. When he never did that before. Before, when we were dating, I was the one organizing everything. Okay, this is just an example. Let's just say, is it fair? And I say, no, it is not fair.
Right. Now, I say, I don't think it's fair, but I can see how it might happen. Now, before we get into our theories, because we do have several theories as to why this might happen in a relationship and why a couple might find themselves in a situation where one spouse is craving something from their significant other, and it's become an issue to the point where you have to actually come see us in counseling. We've got some theories.
Yeah.
But before we get to the theories, I just want to say, I think that sometimes people aren't necessarily looking at their significant other for real before they get married. This is not one of the actual theories. This is one of the things I think happens, right?
Yeah.
I think, in fact, let's just say it's one of the theories. Let me start with my first one. All right,
that's a great
theory. This is my
great.
first theory as to why people find themselves in this situation. It is specifically because when they are dating, they are scared, nervous, unwilling for whatever reason to really look at their significant other all the way, because maybe there'll be something they don't like, and they're so attached to the idea of being married, they want that more than anything. And so they're not willing to actually look at the person for real. And so when they do that, I think they end up not seeing things that they could have seen. If they were really looking, they would have known this person isn't that kind of person.
But I don't even think you're able to even look that way when you're dating. Because it's like you are not even in that kind of space. You know what I mean? Where
do you think that's why premarital counseling is so important, though?
I do.
Yeah, because
it
I
brings
do think
things out.
I do
Definitely.
I do think there is an inability to some degree for people to really look objectively at their relationship. They're too close to it. It's too difficult. But I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about this inability to really see the relationship for what it is. I'm talking about stuff that you're ignoring because you want to be married so bad.
That's true.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah.
And we have had couples that were like that. We've had couples that we told you shouldn't get married right now. We don't think you're ready. We didn't say to them because you're not willing to look at this, but we did tell them they weren't ready, and we knew that was the reason. So I think that's a big reason why sometimes people are expecting something from their spouse that their spouse was never going to be able to give them. I think it's because they never looked to see whether or not their spouse was like that.
But I agree with you. Okay,
that's
so
theory
that's number
number
one.
one.
Theory number two is my theory, which I think that when you are dating, you don't even know what you want yet.
Oh.
In marriage from your spouse because you're not in it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? And so once you're in the marriage, you're like, hold up, is this how it's going to be? Because you kind of, like when you're dating, you're not thinking forever.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So then when you get to, my mom says I say, see what I'm saying all the time now.
Oh,
and I'm starting to catch that I say, you see what I'm saying? I'm like, oh man, I do. I say, you
She's
see
not
what I'm saying.
saying you just say it on the show. She said you said like all the time.
No, she said, yes, I say, you see what I'm saying. I'm starting to catch all the you see what I'm saying. And I'm like, oh my goodness, that's just like the kids going, like.
Yeah,
That's my
like.
You see what I'm saying? Okay, I have to stop doing
I don't mind that, though.
I know, but I don't need to do it all the time. Do you understand?
Now the chimes are going to be
Maybe I should say
that.
that. Okay. So what I'm saying is I don't know what I want.
Right.
You know what I mean? Here I go.
You're
I
saying,
just changed. You see what I'm saying?
You're saying what you want as a married person sometimes changes from what you wanted as a person who's dating.
Yeah, but I don't even think, okay, you don't know what you want as you're married. Not that you didn't know what you wanted when you were dating. You knew what you wanted when you were dating, or you thought you knew.
Okay.
But once you get married, sometimes that changes in that, okay, I'm married, I am in this forever, and I think to myself, once something happens or once I see it's happening again and again and again, I'm like, wait a minute. It's going to always be this way.
Like this is
I'm
forever.
going to have to be the one to do this all the time. And this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is stressful. I don't
Right.
know if I want this
Okay.
on me.
Okay.
You see?
All right. So let me
see
ask
what
you
I'm saying?
let me ask you a question then, April, because you started by saying you don't think it's fair. You don't think it's fair for a spouse to require something from their partner after marriage that was never evident before they got married. Okay.
Require.
Okay.
Keyword.
Require. Okay.
Require.
So then if it's not fair to require it, but you're saying it's natural for me to sort of change what I want because now I know what I want because I'm in it.
Yeah.
So then what should my approach be then?
Well, I think the approach should be not getting angry at your spouse because they are not giving you that thing. And see, that's what ends up happening.
Okay.
It ends up being where there are arguments, they're upset, he don't never or she don't never,
Yeah.
and they never knew you wanted this in the first place.
Okay.
This is not, you didn't come in knowing that this person needed this or wanted this, not really a need, I guess, but wanted it, and then you demand it
So it's not fair to
knew
demand something from your partner.
Right. Or even
that
expect it.
Or expect it that you
Yeah.
never, but it's okay to request it.
Yes,
And-
to want
and
it,
it's okay to
request
want it.
Yes.
Okay,
I think
okay.
I saw somebody say that earlier.
Okay. Maybe they did.
I forgot who it was, and I
Yeah.
think that's a good point. It's
Yeah.
okay to want it,
Yeah.
but to demand it
Right.
and to get mad
To
because you're not
expect it,
getting
get
it, to
mad at-
expect it.
yeah.
I think that's where the conflict comes in.
Okay, so let's put in a different thing now, which I would say is the category that this falls under. Because in my opinion, the solution to this, and whenever couples talk to us about this is where we go with them. The solution to this is acceptance.
Yeah.
So how many people, if you were going to put a percentage on it, What percent of people do you think fully accept their partner by the time they get married? Like how many people do you think it's a high? Do you think it's above 50% or below 50%? Do you of people? Maybe that's not a good number. Do you think it's like 80-90% of people accept their partner before they get married to them, or do you think most people don't accept their partner before they get married?
I don't think you realize you don't accept them until after.
Yes. Once you get married, when it reveals you don't accept them.
Yes, because I don't mean that you are trying not to accept them.
Right.
But I think that what happens is you get in it and then you see them for who they really are, and then you're like,
man.
oh, I don't know about that.
Right.
And it's not like I don't know about that. I don't want to be with them, but it's
Right.
kind of like, whoa,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this is what you're going to do for the rest of the. So I don't think, and of course, there's a thin line between your personality, like who you really are, and some habits you might have. So I'm not saying that, but I think some habits do kind of go along with who you are
person
as
that you
well,
are.
the kind of person that you
Yeah.
are. So I do think that once you get married, you see things that you would have never seen while dating. So I don't think you think you accept everything, and then you realize, wait a minute, I don't. But you don't say that to yourself.
Right. You realize it later on.
You realize it later on.
and
like,
so maybe.
or the person feels it.
Mm,
Like the person feels it later on. Wait a minute. I don't know if she accepts me, which is what comes out of some of these counseling sessions, and that is, I don't really feel like she or he accepts me for who I am because this is I don't do well. I don't do well with that. I'm not good at organizing and coming up with things for us to do on the weekends or whatever. But I think a lot of and this is one of the big ones. It's actually that. Planning.
Yeah.
Not
That
it
ends up
because
being a big-
and
a
really
big one.
honestly, for that to be on one person in the relationship is a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Especially when you're newly married and those are the kinds of things you want to happen.
I definitely think that in this case, whenever a couple comes to us with something like this, we try to help them see why it would be important for the person who has a hard time doing it to at least consider trying to do it, because a lot of times the spouse really needs it. And it ends up being years of the same thing, and they're tired of it. It's weighing them down. It's become something that is sort of unreasonably dominating the relationship, like something that's little, but now I'm like all the time, I'm having this feeling of overwhelming, despair because I'm the only one who ever does this.
Right.
And so we want the other person to get involved and all that kind of stuff. But we do think that this is one of those subjects that is harder to discuss as a couple without a third party involved.
Right.
Because oftentimes the way we come at it is, how come you're not doing this? And the person's like, I never did this. Like, why would you think I'm going to do? I don't do that. Like,
Right.
I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
I'm not that gal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think coming in with that expectation is a bad idea. It's better to say, you know what? I know this wasn't on the table when we got married. I know I've never asked you about this before, but I'm going to just be honest with you. When every day I have to do this one thing, it really is overwhelming. I'd love it if you would actually, I know it's going to be hard for you to do it, but every once in a while, could you just be the one that plans the date? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think that's reasonable.
It is. I think that's better than you don't never and why don't you
Right.
and I'm the only one.
Right.
Because then it sounds like they're supposed to do that.
Right,
Like that was a
right,
part of,
right.
but yeah.
Okay, so there's one more thing. There's one more thing that I would say is a theory as to why this happens. And that is, I think some couples compare themselves to other couples. And there are things that they end up wanting that they never even thought of before because they now see the grass as greener on the other side. This other couple does that. Her husband does that. His wife does that. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yeah.
And so now here I am wanting to require something that makes me feel like I'm missing out on something because I'm seeing it over here and it doesn't happen on this side. You know what I'm saying? I think that's another reason why people
That is,
end
I
up.
could definitely see that.
No
and so
question.
you're expecting your husband or your wife to do what you're seeing other people's wives and husbands do. And that's not
It's not even
that's
fair.
not you guys.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not y'all. That's not y'all relationship. Y'all
Yeah.
need to do your own thing and not be letting other people come in and dictate what happens in your house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's good. Those are good theories.
Anyway, let's see if anybody else on the chime said anything about this. Like, do you guys agree? Is this something? Okay, Mark McDonald says, yep, change is constant. This is fair on steroids. Love involves changing for each other. It's a journey. Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Okay, so he's saying that we change all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We continually change, and that as you go along in the relationship, things change, and your wants and desires, and that's true. It's happened to us.
No, I get it. No,
We're not saying that's not
told
fair.
It, that is definitely fair.
Change is part of it.
Change is part of it, but I should not be. I don't think that I should be requiring. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Demanding
right.
when I haven't even expressed my need or want or whatever.
Yes.
I'm just expecting you to now do this thing. I'm expecting you to now be this type of person or be this way.
Right.
And I haven't even shared with you what my needs are. Why am I feeling this way? Why do I need this from you? I know that, being a little bit more considerate in that I know you're not like this.
Mm-hmm.
I know you've never done this, but I would love if you did this, that, or the other. That's totally different than demanding or being mad at the person for not doing it, and you've never even expressed that.
And the first time you're expressing the expectation as if the other person is wrong.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That is what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what's not fair.
But it's because you're in your feelings, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Of
That's
course.
really why. But anyway.
And there are always going to be changes.
Yes.
Danielle
says no. However, they can help each other learn new skills. So Danielle is saying she doesn't think that it's fair. But
however,
in a relationship, we should help each other.
I
agree.
agree.
With that.
It's the way you do it. It's the way you do it.
Winston says your spouse will change, but maybe not to your expectations. That is very true.
And you know what else, Winston? Even if they say, yes, I will do that thing, yes, I will try, it still may not meet your expectations.
That's
it
very
still
true.
may not be at the level that you want it to be because they're not you.
Yeah. That's a very
That's
good
it.
point.
And you know what? You're not going to do stuff the way I do it.
Right.
And I'm not going to do stuff the way you do it. That's where acceptance comes in.
Exactly. If acceptance is not there as a sort of foundational baseline attribute of your relationship, you're doomed. Because you're going to change, but and it's not that you change necessarily to a totally different person, but there are things that you care about, things that you like, things you don't like, whatever, that just swing in a totally different direction, especially if you're married for a long time. So we've been married almost 23 years, and there's a lot that's different about us now than when we first got married. And I wouldn't say you're a different person, but you are kind of. Like you are different than you were, and it's better. I'm not saying it's
just
bad.
making sure. He's like, you are different.
No, I don't mean like that. I'm just saying you have grown in a lot of ways to like you're yourself, but just different. Like I don't know.
I
man.
agree. You've changed, but I mean, you have what word am I looking for?
I don't know.
You have
Advanced,
grown. You've
developed?
advanced. You've developed. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the way it should be. Period.
Right.
Married or not, we
Right.
should be growing.
Yeah. Okay, so Primo says, what about the opposite side of the coin? Is it fair to expect a behavior to remain? For example, he loves to cook and cooks dinner most nights. Can she expect that throughout the marriage?
Yes.
You know what? You would say that. But I love that question.
No, that is so true.
Primo. He's
Yes.
right.
You better call him Kimo.
Exactly. So really, the expectation should really be, we are going to be together until we die. That's a long time, potentially. And because that's so long, we can't expect each of us to want to do the same thing that whole time. I don't want to be the primary cook the whole time.
Oh, did you just say that again?
I don't want to be the primary cook at all. But I'm just saying.
Oh, no, I'm talking about me.
Oh. I was speaking for you when I said that.
Oh,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying?
No, it's true. And we always tell our couples this, Primo, that, you may decide on some things when you first get married, but because of circumstances, because of life, because of the way things go, because of growth, and
Stuff changes.
Things change. So
Yeah.
you have to be flexible and be able to say, okay, you know what? You're right. I'll take that on this time, and I'll do that. So this is not what we're talking about, though.
Right.
But that is true that
It is
happens.
kinda.
But what I'm saying is, it is the way that it is done.
Right.
If I am going to
attitude.
just be upset at you for not doing something, and I haven't even expressed to you in a way, these are the needs that I have. I really don't want to be the primary cook or whatever, and I'm just now not speaking to you, giving you the silent treatment, and that's what makes it not fair.
Right. And I actually think, babe, that when we have the conversation, we should start it by saying, this is a new need. I've discovered
this is a
something
new
that I
need.
need
Yes.
that when we got together, I did not need.
Exactly. I
That'll
like
change
that.
the whole tenor of the conversation.
Definitely.
You come in saying, listen, I've discovered something about myself. I didn't realize this until recently. I need something from you that I never told you I needed.
Yes.
And you know what? Honestly, I think it's going to be hard for you to give it to me, but I really need it.
Right. Or even something like, we have kids now, and I didn't know I was going to feel this way after having children.
Correct.
I need this now. But see, this is the thing, and this is the thing that I think that we have been seeing that's been causing conflict with couples, and that is once the person expresses the need, the other person is like, nah, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the conflict comes in too.
Do
because
you
I think we
think that
have to
it's
be flexible enough to say, at least, I'm going to try that. Now, it may not meet your expectations because you're saying you want it done this way, but I'm not sure that I can fulfill that because of my job or because of whatever. So I think we also have to be flexible on the other end, where it's like, okay, he may not be able to give it to her, she may not be able to give it to me at this level,
right?
but
Maybe not a
I
10, but
see
he's
them
trying. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But hold on, babe. How often, because I think most of the time, when I think of the couples that we've dealt with, it seems like most of the time the spouse's response is what it is because of the way that their significant other came at them in the first place. So to me, I don't think it's just an
Very true.
unwillingness
Very
per
true.
se.
That's very true.
I think it's you coming to me with an expectation you've never said anything about. I'm laughing on the inside. I'm like, who did you think you married? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what I think is happening a lot of times.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd be curious to see if that reaction is still the same if people took our advice and came at the conversation with a, hey, I'm sorry to do this to you. I know it's going to feel like I'm pulling the rug from under you because I know I didn't require this when we got married, but I need something that I said I didn't need, or I acted like I didn't need, but now I need it. You see what I'm saying?
But then being patient with the person when they are trying to fulfill that need.
Yes.
That we don't do that either.
You're right. We're not very patient.
No.
That's a good point. Andrew says reason number 1, fear, per John's theory. La Nina says, are we talking about a spouse who doesn't have the capacity because of personality, biology, etc.? I think we're not talking about a person for whom it's impossible. What we're saying is we're talking about something that doesn't come naturally for you. So, for instance, my cousin.
Not that you can't do it.
Exactly. My cousin is a chef. And in his house, he is the principal cook. That has been the case since they were dating. That's always been the case. I don't think there's ever going to be a problem there. If one day my cousin said to his wife, I want you to be the principal cook, that would be unusual for them because that was never the agreement.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
Like, ever. And it's not that she can't be that. But her personality, it's never been the case. They've been married a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
But I
so
don't-
that's
and
what we're talking. We're not talking about somebody that has impossible because they've got some kind of, physical ailment or
Right.
you know what I'm saying?
And it's not that she can't do it, but it may not be on his level because he has, a love for it, or he's
Right.
very good at organizing that.
Right,
And
right,
so that's
right.
what that and I think that sometimes personality will make it so that you don't do it as well.
Right.
Or you're not really good at that.
Right.
But that's what your spouse is saying they need.
Yeah.
So but again, you have to now say, okay, they're gonna do it the way that they can do it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like even that is because sometimes we want our spouse to do something and then we want to tell them, now, but this is
We
how
wanna
you got to
do it
do
how
it.
we do it.
You have to
Yeah.
do it at this time. You
Right.
got to do it this way. You got to take the trash out just like this.
Right, right,
and
right,
I
right.
think that's where things get, because that goes back to acceptance though.
Yeah.
Am I going to now accept your way?
Yeah.
Because your way is not necessarily, it's not, my way is not better. It's a way.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. We don't see our ways as a way. We see it as better and worse.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here from OG Couple Goals, John Nixon Sr.
Yeah.
It may be fair sometimes, even essential, for example, if a couple has a special needs baby, all bets may be off. Both may have to learn new things.
Oh, yeah.
Because you think about that for a second.
Exactly. Hi, Dad.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
man? It's true. So we have to be flexible in the relationship. There's no question about that. And I think that's part of this, the flexibility, the idea that we're not going to be the same the whole time. The idea that the person you married today is not going to be exactly the same as the person you married 20 years from now.
True.
You're going to grow. You're going to change. Circumstances of life are going to bring about different things that are going to make things slightly different or dramatically different than they were originally. And the point is, are you committed enough to still be all the way in with that relationship, even when change happens like that?
Yeah, I was just thinking about how, somebody may want to stop paying the bills. Like, I'm tired of this. It's stressful, being the one, and they want to give it over to the spouse who is not organized.
Right.
Personality-wise, they are just a disorganized. I mean, they live that, they're not necessarily able to, can they get better at it? Yes. But maybe not as organized as you are with making sure those bills are on it, getting paid, at, right on time, they may go all the way up to the 15th. Supposed to be on the first, you get to the 15th, pay to the last day, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
over
yeah,
here
yeah.
stressed out watching them
Right.
pay to the 15th.
Right.
So it's like sometimes it could be you got to keep that.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be more stressed giving it up.
Right.
So it could be that you say, hey, could you take this piece of it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So there are other ways I think you can manage and work through that thing when it's maybe not your spouse's
Right.
personality.
Right. Horace has an idea. He says you should change it to "You feel me."
You feel me? Oh, okay, I'll try that, Horace. You feel me?
Okay, Laninia says, I know my love language hierarchy changed at different seasons of our marriage, i.e. in the beginning before kids and then after kids,
Same
etc.
for me.
Yeah,
Same for me.
April's had some love language changes.
I'm
adjustments
all of
the
them
time.
now, girl.
Tiffany says, change is not always embraced because we look at it as negative, or we look at it as negatively, Okay. We are not the same person when we first get married compared to 10 plus years. Yep. Nope. It's not fair. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Horace says, even after marriage, you're learning each other. Open communication is the key. It's true.
It is.
And so
It is.
here's the thing about it. I actually think that if we have an understanding, by the way, if you're listening to this conversation tonight, first of all, you should be sharing this because I bet you there's somebody that you know that needs this conversation tonight. The main thing we like about this podcast is we're hoping that we're starting conversations, difficult
Yes.
conversations that you would have a hard time having.
Yeah.
We're going to have it right here on the show with you, and it will allow you to have it. As soon as this is over, you can have that conversation. I would say you may be in the category where you've never given yourselves permission as a couple to change, to have different needs and to
Yes, to be
express
able
those
to
things.
say.
To be able to say, yo, I need something different now than I needed before.
Yeah.
And I think that should be on the table for every marriage, but
I agree.
I think it has to be put on the table. It can't just be something we assume is going to happen.
And there could actually be a level of stress on the relationship that could be taken away if you had that conversation.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I agree.
You know what I mean by level of stress?
Yeah.
Like, oh man, this is it. I got to have this thing. I have to be the one to do this thing for the rest of the marriage.
Yeah.
And that may be the case, but I think talking about it and your spouse knowing that sometimes it's a burden can maybe make it so that you get help with that thing
Yeah,
sometimes.
That's
you
true.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My RV info says, I think it's important to accept that your partner will change. You don't know when, where, how, etc. It will happen. To think it won't happen is not logical. That's very true.
Very true.
But by the way, my RV info, it turns out that I think when we first get married, especially if we're young and naive, that is what we think. We don't really have the foresight or the thoughts to be thinking past today and how we are right now.
Right.
We're not thinking this is all going to blow up and change and be totally different 10 years from now. We're just not thinking that. And so,
and it's never a blow up, it's gradual.
It's usually
always
gradual.
change. Almost
now,
to the point where you say,
sometimes it is a blow up if a person masks it a lot. If the person is just holding it in.
That's true.
And then all of a sudden one day they're like, yo, I can't take this anymore. And they decide to leave. Like, what happened? You know what I'm saying? So that happens sometimes.
There's the communication part.
Exactly.
Yes.
So this is why we think premarital counseling is so important. Because there are certain things that you, in terms of an objectivity standpoint, you don't have the ability to even think like that, especially when you're madly in love, really planning the wedding, can't wait to get there. All of those things are what's on your mind at that case.
Yeah,
in
you
that
got a lot of
situation.
distractions.
Yeah. By the way, a lot of people are saying less than 50%, closer to 10%. Daniela said below 75%. Primo said 0% before marriage. You know what I'm saying? We were talking about how many people go in. What was the question? We were talking about how many people.
What's the percentage of people go in
accepting their spouse, something like
accepting their spouse fully.
Yeah, exactly, fully. Timmy said the pandemic really tested married couples. Divorce rate went through the roof. That's true.
Yes, because you got to see the real them. And you were like, what? Who is this person?
So true, man. Okay, Primo says 100% of people would not marry their spouse if they really knew everything about them before they got married. Which brings up the question, what knowledge base do you really need to have a good start to a marriage? That is a good question.
That is a very good question.
I do think that it's important for people to know that how much you know about each other is a thing. You can't know everything about each other beforehand, because I do think there are things about ourselves we don't know. We sometimes discover because of marriage.
Yes.
So this is the thing. Marriage brings out things that other relationships can't, Because for the first time in my life, I have to give myself up completely for somebody else. I don't have to do that ever in any other situation. Even my siblings, my parents, definitely not at work. You know what I'm saying? For the first time in life, I'm becoming one with someone. It's a different challenge. And so we're learning things about ourselves during that time that we didn't even know. How are we going to know our spouse all the way?
But Primo, this is what I say to couples that we are counseling, premarital counseling. Whenever we're talking about, let's just say their faults or something that they have that the other person doesn't like, I always say, and I don't know, this may not be good to say, but I say, in the end, I say, so I want you to look at everything that we talked about. Just know that all of those things, do you have any non-negotiables here? Because you need to put those non-negotiables out, because everything that you just heard, that's going to get worse when you get married.
That's true.
Because you really let yourself be who you are once you have tied the knot. You know, you got the ring on now. You are it. You said I do. Whew, now I can relax and really be who I am.
Right.
And you may not be saying that. That's a subconscious,
subconscious
thing.
Yeah.
So now, I got it. I'm here. I mean, you see some people letting themselves go. They don't even be looking good no more after they get married, because they're like, I got him now, or I got her now. I don't have to even try. You know. So what I'm saying is that thing is going to come out even more and even more. You're going to see more of it. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get uglier. Are you willing to stay with this person if that thing gets even worse than it is right now?
Right.
That's the question. And if you can say yes, then you might make it.
Yeah.
You know?
If you say no, then you shouldn't be getting married.
Right. You feel me? You feel me?
Nicely done, babe.
Thank you.
Andrew says reason number 2, ignorance per April's theory. So
Yes.
Dad says, doesn't for better or for worse imply that at some point you will have to learn something new? Yes, it does mean that.
Definitely.
That's exactly what that implies.
Definitely.
I don't know that we hear that when we're saying it.
We do not.
When we're rehearsing those vows.
Of
I don't
course
know that's
not.
what we're thinking about. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, you don't know. So it's like you really don't know. Just like even with like having kids, you have no clue the way it really is going to be. I don't care how much you talk about it.
No.
It is not going to be until you're
happens.
in it.
That's true.
And you see, oh, wait a minute, this person is not going to change,
Right.
or this person is who they are.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to accept this.
Yeah. And by the way, Andrew's doing a good job of like putting our thoughts into
Thank
like
you,
one word.
Andrew.
Reason number 3, comparison.
Yes.
Per John's theory. I think so far I have 2 and you have 1. But,
Wow. Are you
El
trying to
Rossa
win? You
says
trying to win
yes.
already?
Interestingly enough, both partners will change over time. It's inevitable, but it's interesting that the area our partner may want changed may not change. Right.
Yes.
And then
So
what
that's
happens?
where acceptance comes in.
Yes.
Because they may never change in that area. Because sometimes, guys, it's not really about the behavior. It's about who they are. It's about personality. I will never not be an introvert. I've actually tried, and I can't. I can't be an extrovert. Like, I have some extroverty stuff that inside of me, but I am not an extrovert. I will never be an extrovert. John will never be an introvert. So that's something that's never going to change.
I actually think I've been kind of having introvert
You
tendencies
have been a
lately.
little bit introverted. He has.
But I'm not introverted.
He'll be like, I'm ready to go. I'm like, what? I don't want to stay and talk. What? No, but, you know.
Okay, La Nina says, partnership means a commitment to grow together. It's the same with Jesus. He accepts us as we are, but there's an expectation that we will grow and change in relationship with him. That's true.
Exactly.
That's a very good point. And change for the better, of course.
For the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which a good marriage does the same thing. When we're in a healthy marriage, when we are giving ourselves for each other regularly, when we are mutually submitting to one another, when we have things like mutual, what's that thing we talk about in the
Sorry, I-
bedroom?
Consent?
Yes, mutual consent.
Like,
That's
is that
very
the
important.
word?
Yes, it is the word. You know, there's just that kind of thing in the relationship. I think it actually makes for a healthier and better relationship. You know what I'm saying? And so you
That's
should
true,
be getting
because
better and growing.
It really should be about growing, getting better.
Yes.
And I think that that's what you're supposed to do for each other. So that means that when I have to give some constructive criticism to my partner, we should be more open to listening to that instead of immediately getting defensive.
Right.
We really need to, and I always say, the person who loves you the most, why would they tell you something that isn't true
Right.
about yourself
Right.
or the way you might be coming across?
Right.
Maybe you want to listen to it and say, maybe I need to listen to this because the person who loves me the most is telling me. They're not going to tell me something that's not accurate on the way they see it.
Right.
So you kind of have
Right.
to be open to that.
Yeah. Their perspective may be flawed for whatever reason, but it's their perception, and you should listen to it, and maybe there's some truth in it.
Yeah.
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 Prima says you're marrying an imperfect person with some level of baggage. You need God, no red flags, attraction, trust, and commitment.
Definitely.
I agree with that too. Let's take a few more. A relationship is not static. It will change based on things you are exposed to, etc. Your opinions will change. I think a couple should always raise the bar of their relationship. I agree with that. Freddie says, I think it's fair as it wasn't shared and you accept the person once you make that commitment. Pre-engagement and premarital counseling is a must to have a third party help with questions and driving communication to and around expectations. I agree with you. So Freddie, you think it's actually fair as it wasn't shared. So that was our original question. Is it fair to expect? I don't know if that's what Freddie's saying. Is it fair to expect your spouse to change in a way that they never demonstrated they had any interest in doing beforehand?
Any ability.
Or any ability of doing it's not even on the radar.
It's not about interest.
Yeah.
It's really about ability. I've never shown you that I am even good at that. And now you're expecting me to all of a sudden do it. And what I'm saying is it's okay to want that change and to express it. But I don't think it's okay to demand it or to think that you're going to just get it because you
through a temper tantrum?
Well, through a temper tantrum, but I mean, like, just because you're sick of doing it, you're sick of this. Like, I'm so tired of doing this, and I always have to be the one. I never did that.
Right.
I never even shown that I know how to do it well.
Right.
So I think it's better to, like you said, ask in a way like, this is something new for me.
Yep.
I've
discovered something about myself. I need something that I didn't think I knew. I'm sorry if I'm bringing something to you that we never talked about originally, but it is what it is.
So Kim said evolved.
That's the word that you were looking for when you were trying to say
evolved.
something.
That's the word.
Yeah,
yes,
and that's what Miss Straight Up No Chaser said the same
yes.
thing. It was evolved.
Hey, Kimmy.
Okay, so let me see how many more I want to take.
Get it.
This one, when a partner comes with a new ask expectation in a relationship, the pre-existing baggage that exists in the relationship plays a big part of acceptance. I think that's true.
Yes, the baggage.
Horace says Joss would flip out if I said you are now the primary cook.
I know she would. Because Horace can throw down in the kitchen.
Try it, though, Horace. Sit down and be like, Joss, I'm sorry. I had this new
John
thing
trying to start some stuff with y'all.
Hey, Danielle says we started off like that, but now I also cook. I remember it was always Bradley. I didn't know you get in the mix now, Danielle. That's good.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? La Nina says, yeah, I see the nah bro most often. It's a problem when the spouse is in need of something more abstract, like more safety or leadership in the marriage. You know what? That is something we've been hearing too. So here's the thing that we found out too.
Yeah.
All right. So one of the things that we found with the couples that have been coming to us is that when the spouse requires this particular thing, they first describe it as an action. And then as we probe and find out what's behind this action, that's usually what helps to motivate the partner to say, okay, I can do that. Like, for instance, there was one young lady who wanted something from her husband, and she was basically expressing it in this particular way. And then what it uncovered was that what she was looking for was someone that was taking care of her. And when he plans out stuff, she feels taken care of. That, like, a light bulb went off in his head. I remember his eyes changed.
Yeah.
Like, he had a disinterested look up until that point. When she found out what it was, because he saw himself as the provider. He liked being the person who cared for her. He loved that idea. When he realized that was a way to do it, he was like, I can do that. Now, he's probably not going to be as good at it as her. But at least now he'll be motivated to do it.
Yes, but this is where I think the conflict can come. And that is once he decides, I would definitely want to take care of her. And he decides he's going to do these things, but they're not done at her level.
Yeah.
And then she comes and says, why didn't you call the hotel? You should have called the hotel because whatever it is. You always have to do it this way, whatever. That's where the conflict comes in. And then it's, now I'm being treated like I'm a child and I can't do anything.
Right.
So, and then it's a going back and forth. I did do da. So then it changes the dynamic. And so that's what I'm saying. it can turn if we do not allow our spouse to change in the way that they are.
Let them fight in their own armor.
Yes, let them fight in their own armor as they are able to, based on their personality, the way that they do things.
Yes.
It's not going to be your way.
Right.
So is it really that you want them to do this thing, or do you want them to do the way you want them to do it?
You want to control
You want to control it. See, and that's a whole nother question.
Yeah.
Are you trying to control the way it's done?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Andrew says marriage turns up the volume, and that was Danita who said that. It does.
Yes.
John and April, you've already done a show about communication in the marriage relationship. Yes, we have done. We've done a few shows about that, actually.
But we will come back.
Oh, yeah, we'll do another one. You know what I'm saying?
It's been 5-6 months.
That's true. DeAndrew says being in a relationship can involve honesty, respect, and open communication between partner and work together to make sure things work out. Wow, DeAndrew. You sound like you've been married, man.
Exactly.
You married now, man?
That's a good point.
That's true.
That's good.
Winston says, we always ask couples, especially Christian couples, do you want to see each other in the kingdom? What are you willing to do towards that end? My dad always said, he would always say, that God is trying to save us through our marriages. It's not just about being happy. He's literally trying to save your carcass. You know what I'm saying? And he put you with somebody to literally help you to be a better person. Look at people talk about submission is mutual. Mind blown. Yeah, you wouldn't know that. That's true.
You are a mess. Yes, it is, Primo.
Freddie says yes. You're accepting them as or whoever they become. Okay. That's interesting. That's interesting. So this is radical acceptance then.
It is.
Radical acceptance. We talk about all the time. Radical
acceptance
is not just accepting the person they are now, but the person they might become. And you're going to have to do that because you're with this person till death do you part.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's about, John, why didn't you call the hotel? That has never happened.
John is very good.
This is not our example.
John is very good at planning. Listen, he has surprised me with all kinds of trips.
I plan stuff all the time.
Yes.
By the way, Primo said earlier, my pastor, John Nixon Sr., has spoken. Show is over. Shut it down.
I agree, Primo.
Oh,
one
more, babe. Mr. RV says, my RV says, nah, bruh, we need the most fiscally responsible person paying the bills.
Exactly. No, that is true. That is true. But I'm just saying, there have been people that's like, I'm tired, I need you to take over. And then when they do, it's like, no, you ain't doing that. And I'm like, you got to just, you have to go with who is the best at it, too.
You really do. That's part of it. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
All right, so tonight, this
is the first night back, guys,
so
in
you
6 months.
About,
I think you should go ahead and vote for who you've been voting for all these time. And go ahead and say, Team April.
No, it's definitely Team John. I weighed in tonight a lot more.
It's the first time back in a while, so they need to go with who they've been going with.
Just go with consistency. Don't actually vote on the real thing tonight. Just do whatever you're doing before. First of all, people don't even remember.
See, Team April right away. That's right, Kimmy. Yes, thank you. Still.
First of all, I can't believe you're still awake. You know what I'm saying?
She's awake because she has
not
parent-teacher
sleeping right
conferences
now?
tomorrow at the house.
Nice.
So.
I got a Team John and Freddie Team John.
Well, that's
Thank you,
still boys.
Thank you,
come on, ladies.
Andrew
I need your
and
vote.
Freddie. That's what I need. You know what I'm saying?
I think more men were on tonight, so I actually might lose. I'm a newbie. I don't have to pick. I like them.
Oh, thank you, man. That's nice. and we're glad that you're here. Nice being here, newbie.
So glad.
I hope you enjoyed it.
So you need to be a chime.
And you need to come on back. Yeah, these are the chimes. You're officially a chime now.
Jeremiah
says, for the hairstyle, I'm Team April. Switching it up on y'all.
Jeremiah,
wow, Jeremiah. My goodness, man.
You get a
the
point
betrayal.
From me. Thank
the
you.
Betrayal.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? And Horace said, chimes win. Welcome back.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm glad you think
Team
you won tonight. That's good.
Team chimes.
Deidre, wow,
hey,
she was actually here. Hey, Deej. She didn't say Team April. She just said April. I think she was calling you.
All caps.
She was just saying, hey, April. That was all it was.
She did all caps.
Nah, it wasn't Team April. Darlene said Team April.
Okay.
Winston said Team John tonight.
Darlene said Team both, but if you want to say Team April,
I'm sorry.
that's fine.
She did say Team both.
No, you can
sorry,
say both means April.
Thank you, Darlene. Donna said tonight is definitely Team John. He asked great questions.
He did.
I usually ask all the questions, though.
But the questions aren't the answers, though. He talking about, of course you would, Kim.
That's right. Daniela said Team both. Now, I don't know. That might be because that's Daniela and Bradley both answering.
Right,
right. So that was one for me, too. Team April, but it takes two. Thank you, Erica. You are correct. Philip Baptiste, Team John, and April. Y'all are the best. Thank you, man. Primo, April has upped her game. So close, second, Team John. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Wow, I can't get one vote from you.
But Miss Straight Up Notation said John and April crossed the finish line at the same time. So apparently she's team both. Like DeAndrew, team both. Errol Rosser, team both.
I think we both won tonight,
Hold
babe.
on. Tiffany said team Bob life. So apparently that's April
Tiffany.
all day. That's not fair, man. Nobody says team Baldy.
See,
You
team
know what I'm saying?
April. Don't negate my vote. Exactly. I think I won. No, I need to go back and count.
You be winning all the time.
See, I
man.
was trying to say
I don't
team.
think I've won.
Look, I was trying to say team both, and then John was like, "No, wait." See, I was trying to like.
You're trying to
make it
help
so
me
that-
so that I wouldn't lose.
So
Is
that
that
we
what
could
you're
be
saying?
together. But you see what he did? That's okay. I think if we go back, we're gonna count more team.
I'm not even
because
counting.
all the team
You know what I'm
boths is a team April.
I'm not counting. So,
Thanks, guys.
well, listen, we will be back next week, and we're gonna come back next week specifically because we got to get back in the saddle. You know what I'm
Guys, we
saying?
gotta get
We're
back
just
in
doing
saddle.
this
So
thing.
if I
You know what
come,
I'm saying?
looking haggard and tired,
Don't matter.
and I can't remember my words,
Don't matter.
just
We
know
don't care.
we trying to come
We here.
back. Okay?
Andrew says, "Stop trying to vote twice, Deidre." Exactly. Courtney
That
Wesley
was
coming
too
on
much.
late talking about Team April.
First of all, she was not late. Courtney been here.
Has she?
Yes. So see, she's team
I-
April because I noticed her
I
earlier.
don't remember you being on
That's
the
my
show
girl,
earlier,
Courtney.
Courtney. What time did you come on, Courtney?
She was one
Don't
of the
lie.
first times on.
No, it ain't
Yes,
true.
you were talking too much and did not see.
Really? Did you
Yes.
say hi to her earlier
I
and I
did.
didn't? Oh, that's bad.
Exactly.
Sorry,
So
my
thank
bad.
you, Courtney. She knew.
Anyway. Hey, y'all. We'll see you next week. I would say we're going to sleep, but I'm actually like awake
Y'all
now.
got me
You know
hyped,
what I'm saying? So we're probably going to stay
I'm
up.
gonna go unpack a couple boxes.
Maybe plan that. Oh, that's true.
Oh,
Yeah, let's do a
after
little
party on the
after
gram.
party
Okay,
on the
we
gram.
will,
Yeah,
we
come
will.
on through. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah, we're going
Come on to the
gram.
gram right after this, y'all. We'll be on there. It's a great idea.
All
All right, y'all. Thanks, Nate.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll
we'll
see
be
y'all.
back.
We'll see y'all back next week. And love you guys.
Bye, guys.
I don't have no. Do I have a thing on here like a thing to make it
Man,
go
you
away?
should, do you?
I don't have like a dark screen or nothing on here, man. I need to. This is bad, man.
We gotta get it together.
We'll just go out with some loud music. I literally have no idea how to end the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what do you do on the screen
You
to
done
make this go
forgot.
away. You know
Wow,
what I'm
we've
saying?
been gone for a long time.
There's nothing here. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Finish. There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Bye, y'all.